and welcome back to a brand new video. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how you can best work from home. So as you all know, we're all in a little bit of a weird situation at the moment where we're potentially having to move our office spaces into a home environment. As you can see, I've sort of done that behind. It may be that we're now not able to take lessons or lectures in person on campus and at our school, and we're having to bring those studies home as well. So I'm just going to give you a few top tips on how you can kind of best create that work from home environment, create a comfortable space, get into a good routine, and really start to gain a little bit of normality back in quite a strange situation. I just want to throw in a quick disclaimer at the beginning of this video. All countries are doing it very differently, but for the UK currently, we are social distancing and staying inside, but we are allowed out of our houses once a day for things like exercise or essential groceries and things like that. If by the time this video has gone out, and maybe you're watching this at a later date, those rules might have changed, so please don't take what I'm saying in this video as gospel, and please make sure you keep up with the government guidance. So tip number one is to get yourself a good morning routine. If you'd like, I can do a separate video on the perfect morning routine, or my morning routine, or my new morning routine now that I'm working from home. But for me, the best advice I could give is to just get yourself into a routine, whether that be that you get up and have breakfast and a shower and then crack on with some work, or whether it be that you get up a little bit earlier and do a workout before you get ready for the day. It is completely up to you, but getting into that habit of having a bit of a morning routine will really help set you up for the day. You don't just want to sort of crawl out of bed and sit straight at a desk ready to work, because you're just not going to be in a good mindset. For some people as well, it might be that although you're not going anywhere, you want to get up and do your hair and makeup, or you want to put work clothes on because that's what puts you in the mood to get work done, and that is completely up to you. It's just important that you find a morning routine that works for you. Tip number two is to set a start time and an end time for your day. Now, usually if you're at school, or even if you're going to lectures, or if you've got a working day, you tend to have that structure. So my day starts at 8:30 in the morning and finishes at 4:30 in the afternoon. So when I'm working from home, I want to try and keep to that structure, because what you don't want to happen is for that time to start moulding together and being like, oh, I'll work another couple of hours, or I'll start a little bit earlier because I'm up. It's good to have that structure, because then you can separate work from home. It can be quite hard to stick to this when you are trying to motivate yourself and you haven't got teachers or a manager kind of telling you where to be and when. So it's quite good to kind of just have some initiative and make yourself accountable. So whether that be setting up an 8:30 Skype call with your manager to check in and make sure you're sat at your desk by that time, or whether it's sending an email to your teacher right at the end of the day with the work you've done for the day. Tip number three is to create a comfortable work from home environment. So I already have a video on how to sort of organise your desk space, which I will link somewhere that you can go and check out. But yeah, try and make your workspace at home be as comfortable for you. For me, the best thing that I could possibly do was make it as similar to my office space as possible, so that I could feel motivated and feel like I was at work. I don't want to sort of like be editing on the sofa or like at the kitchen counter or anything like that. I wanted to make it feel like a desk area and like it was a space I was going to work hard. You want this to be a place that's going to motivate you to get all of your work done and be productive. I know people often joke about the soft office, which is kind of like working from bed with your laptop. And, you know, I don't really want to work in places that I associate with relaxing, mainly because I might not get as much done. But then also when I am relaxing in those places later on, I'm kind of feeling like, oh, should I get my laptop out and start doing a little bit of work? You want to really kind of separate those two. So for me, the best thing I could do is make it look as similar to my workspace as possible. But it's completely up to you. Just try and create the best environment possible for you. Tip number four is to set daily goals. So you want to write yourself a little to-do list at the beginning of the day of things that you're going to achieve. And it might be that you want to go into the detail of actually outlining when and how you're going to achieve them. You might do a really sort of detailed plan of the day with your times, your tasks, things like that. And you may even want to put your breaks into this as well, so that you can really begin to see how your day is going to look. When are you going to stop and have a little break? When are you going to do that video that you needed to edit, or whatever it is that you need to do? When are you going to send off that assignment to your teacher? When are you going to log in for your online class? All of those things can go into that to-do list, just so you can really begin to picture what your day is going to look like. And as I always say in so many of my videos, you then get to go through and tick them off and feel really good about yourself for achieving those things. Now, this tip transitions quite nicely into tip number 5, and that is to allow your breaks. So obviously you're going to highlight in that list where your breaks are, but just making sure that you're actually putting those in. You know, are you having a lunch break, and how long is it? Is it the length of your normal lunch break? You know, you're not just stopping for 10 minutes and then cracking back on. Make sure you've got those breaks outlined, whether that be a lunch break, whether that be a quick break to get up and make a coffee and walk around your living room a little bit so that you're not just sat in your desk. You know, if you were in an office or a school, you'd walk between lessons, or you'd walk over to someone's desk to have a conversation. Those things might not happen now that you're working from home, so you need to make them happen. It's great to take little short breaks to just refocus the mind as well. So if you've got a garden, it might be that you go and sit outside. It might be that you take a moment to read a book, like for pleasure, not anything to do with your work. It might be that you take a few moments to start some cooking for the evening, if that's something that relaxes you and makes you happy. It might be that you do a little bit of cleaning. You might play a game. Whatever it is, you know, you're still living in your house with the members of your household. It might be that you want to stop and have a little brain break together and just like refocus your attention, ready to crack back on. I've mentioned this in other videos before as well, but it's probably really important to set aside those social media breaks. You don't want to get into the habit of having your phone on your desk next to you and be constantly checking it whilst you're trying to have a productive day. So maybe slot in those breaks, like, yeah, I'm going to spend half an hour on social media at this time, and then I'm going to spend another half an hour on social media at this time. And an hour on social media might sound like quite a lot, but if you think about the amount of time you actually will spend if you just keep looking at your phone, it probably amounts to a lot more than that. So set yourself little social media breaks too. And tip number 6 is a personal favourite of mine, and one that I actually got from a friend of mine at work. And that is to separate the work life from the home life. Now that those two things are happening in the same place, sometimes it can be quite difficult to do that. And a good way to break this up is to take your little trip outside right at the end of your day. So you log off as normal as you would at work, put your things away, tidy your desk away, have it prepped for the next morning, and leave your office. And then you leave the house, you might go for a little walk, you might pop to the shop and get some bits, whatever it is you choose to do with that time. And then when you enter the house again, you're entering your home and your space to relax, not your office. And I've just found over the past week or so that is actually a really good way to break those two things up. And yeah, it really does separate the two. It's a really simple thing, but yeah, that's definitely my favourite tip. So definitely a good tip to end on as well. So guys, that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful. And I hope you're all keeping safe and well at this particularly strange time for all of us. Yeah, I hope you are setting up a brilliant office and having a really productive time working from home. Comment below how you have kind of like adapted your working space. You know, what are you doing at home? What work have you taken? Are you in school? Are you at university? Are you in a brand new job and suddenly having to pick that up and take it home? I'd really love to hear like your stories and how you're getting on with it all, and any tips that you guys want to share down below as well. Me and a few work colleagues have been talking quite a lot about our tips, and it'd be really great to hear yours as well. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please smash a huge thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new here. But until then, I will see you very soon. Bye guys!